Betty, K0KST, Florissant, Missouri.
Jordan, KF8EIJ, Cadillac.
Tom, W8, W1E, Cadillac.
Richard, got my number, and you can get Matt.
Keith, KRN, Cadillac.
Daniel, KFA, GWJ, and from Cadillac Road, Farwell.
He's on his way home and he found out about the meeting, he turned around and came back, so we're glad you're here. We're glad all of you are here, not Lynn.
Well, you did fine, I had to tell me. Both of you.
That's true, you did. You did.
I'm fine.
Let's do the minutes.
Minutes of the June 4th meeting. The meeting was called to order at 7:28 p.m. We did the intros, the minutes were read and approved, financials were read and approved. It was noted that that was going to be the last meeting of the church, and we are here in this now beautiful building. And it was also noted that there was a Mission 40 in-person meeting at our Hope Times coming up just after the meeting. Keith said that there would be an open house, not officially yet, but then official for this building, which did happen on June 25th. Larry presented the microphone we've been working on and switching power supply. Gordy had stated that no one had contacted him yet about the antenna that had been found on at the public park. And Les at that time said that there was some plexiglass with the church that anybody could have if they wanted it. We did collect some names of people who were officially interested in being part of the local emergency communications. We're also looking at maybe finding another club that does that type of thing and getting some notes and organizational tips. We did the field day setup information, and Steve and John talked about their visit to the Hamvention. It used to be Dayton. And meeting adjourned at 7:31 p.m.
We have a motion here from Keith. We have a second from Herschel. All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Is there anybody who didn't get the papers that I usually hand out and you want? No? Okay.
Georgia?
All right.
No, not right now. No.
And anyone who comes up here, speak right into the mic, otherwise it doesn't work.
You're supposed to be that far.
How far?
Not this far.
I think I'm there.
And obviously you need to be taller.
Okay, so where's the mouse?
No mouse.
No mouse?
So this. You need a mouse? You have to have a mouse?
Well, yeah, I can.
No, I'll get you a mouse.
Well,
I'll get you a stinking mouse.
well, I got the mouse that I can.
Keith doesn't want mice in here. That should work.
Well, you know, these are called a mouse because they originally had a tail.
That's
I
right.
think most of you know that.
We're trying to get the name changed to Mole.
Where is that?
We're trying to get the name changed to Mole. No tail.
Tell us about the money.
So, all right, not much to tell on money situation. We had two entries. We had one for income of $20 for the 50/50, and we had utility bill of $24.29. So not much happening there. Our ending bank balance is $4,750.66, and we have. Okay, so permit in. Okay, net income for so far this year is year-to-date at $1,517.85. Any questions?
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes or the financials, Don?
I'll support.
Bob, support. All in favor of approving the financials, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you, Lee. I only have two things under the president's report. There's an aviation camp here at the airport. Dates are July 27 to 31. 10, WAABES and I are teaching a radio portion of that camp on Thursday, July 29. Anybody who wants to can come out and help out. We're going to have, how many kids, you think? 34 kids. We have them for 2.5 hours on Thursday. Sometimes it's helpful to have some cowboys lasso them in, but it should be a lot of fun. It's just another way of using this facility to drive interest in aviation, and every plane has a radio, so we're going to teach them about radio. Club picnic, Sunday, August 16th. It's on the calendar for the airport. I have it right here. Club provides meat and a beverage, and I've given up on trying to match pop tastes with everybody, so it'll be water, bottled water, plenty of it. If you want to bring Diet Mountain Dew, bring your Diet Mountain Dew. We end up always buying the top and then taking home 3 or 4 liters that nobody wanted. So bring a dish to pass, table service, a white elephant gift. If you've never been to a picnic, that's kind of the highlight aside from the food. One year I took home, I was given an extension cord that didn't have a female end on it. You could plug it into electricity yourself. So go through your junk box, and you're going to think, hey, great, I get to get rid of some junk. The downside is you're going to take home some junk too, but it's a lot of fun. Open mic. Anybody have anything you want to add? And if it's about field day, we're going to talk about it later. Go ahead.
I'm doing a little remodel around my house, and I've got 3 perfectly good fluorescent light fixtures with the cover, and the bulbs, and the valves. So I just took them down, and I could take them to Goodwill, but if someone needs those, we sure can have them.
Okay. Anybody want to see John? Otherwise, you might get one of those at your white elephant gift. Steve.
What was the date and the time on that Thursday thing? The date and time again, I'm sorry.
Thursday, July 29, and it's, no. It's the aviation camp, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Thursday, July 29, we have the radio class. I think it starts at 9 and ends at 11:30, right about it there, right?
somewhere.
Yeah, it's a morning camp. I think it starts at 9 and goes to 11:30. Anything else?
Yeah, what time is the picnic?
Picnic is from 1 until about 3. Okay, you see the club activities. There's really no change there, except Tom, do you still do Up North Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
And it's at 8 p.m. on Saturday,
Yeah.
147, 100,
Yeah.
114.8. Which, we need to do net controls, and we like to go all the way across. So we need somebody for July 9th, August 13th, September 10th. Who wants to do those? Tom's got them. Even if you think you might not be able to be the one, it's okay, you can get a substitute. Next is July 16, August 20, September 17. Anybody want to try it for the first time? It's not that difficult. do those.
I could do the next one.
23,
Yeah.
27, and 24. That's far enough. Thanks, Steve. Let's see. New business.
30.
Old business. What?
How about the 30? I'll take that.
Okay, man. Any old business? New business. I got 2 items. I was contacted again by Maddie at Kellogg Public Schools, and they are offering after-school classes. They've got the budget for it. We did it last year. I told her we would do it again this year. I think Gordy needs a year off, probably a bottle of his favorite scotch to reward him for enduring it. It's a job. These are active middle schoolers. If you want to help out, let me know, because I'm not going to do it all by myself. It is fun, but it's challenging. Second one, we haven't had a president's award in a long time. You know why? It's awfully hard to get a whole presidents these days. You know, but some of you know I was in Philadelphia last week, and I spent an extra day and I went to the federal prison there, and I was able to get a hearing with the president of Venezuela, President Nicolas Maduro. And he was kind enough to sign this next president's award that we're going to give. He's still president. And I wasn't going to argue. Pete, this is an appreciation certificate proudly presented on July 7th. Any parent, we consider appreciation for outstanding dedication, meaningful contributions, and exemplary service to the Wexaukee Radio Club and the Wexford community. And seriously, this guy has really worked to get this thing built. Let's give him a big hand. And I hope you're not worried, but I did have to give him your name. And he deserved that. Okay, this time we take a break, get a ticket, get 5 tickets, get some coffee. We got enough coffee to float an army. And get back here, we're going to do a field day kind of report. Yes.
This is the first official meeting that's ever taken place. So,
That's right.
we're learning as we go. Any comments, suggestions? I know during field day, someone suggested we get hand sanitizer in the counter.
There it is.
Yeah, there it
is. So I've got it pretty bad.
We're going to go over the SWAT list.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, we took care of the sanitizer for you.
One other thing.
Well,
And he's more generous than I think he should be. Some of you have already got water in there. Now there is the remnants of the 12 pack of, I think it's Founders All Day IPA. Now Keith, I can't promise this, but I think there are 2 that were missing. I have no idea. It was sometime Saturday night, about 3 in the morning. I have no idea what it would have been. But there are 2 cans missing. But they're off limits for the rest of you. All right, take a break.
Oh, well, you're busy.
All right, your seats.
I'll take these.
I'd like everyone who either helped set up or was present at any time during field day to stand. And the rest of us, let's give them a big hand. They were very good help. We had 18 club members who participated. We had 10 visitors, which was really kind of nice, including 5 who were under 18 years old. And I'm going to pass around a proclamation from our governor that declared, because of field day, declared that week Amateur Radio Week in Michigan. It's kind of neat. from Venezuela signing that thing? I don't push my luck on the president, Jeff. I just want you to know that. Let's see. We had 3 stations. CW, sideband, FD8. And they were all in here. CW was in that corner. FD8 was right over there. And right here was sideband. We did much better in terms of not interfering with each other, being on the same frequency. We operated 40, 20, and 15 meters. We put 2 dipoles, at least portable vertical antenna. We operated an estimate of 14 total hours. The weather was absolutely perfect, it really was. And Brandy's husband Jeff again provided great smoked meat and plenty of side dishes. Of course, Brandy's flapjacks and sausage in the morning. On the, what's that called again? Yeah. The grill.
Yes, the grill.
Yeah, so we'll use that for our picnic too. Now the results. We had 222 QSOs on CW, 91 on sideband, and 26 on digital for a total of 349. That's the highest we've had in my memory, going back about 7 or 8 years. Total score with bonuses, we got 800 points with bonuses, I think. 1,974, and that is clearly a record for as long as I can remember. It was really fantastic. Yeah. Keith, what's a SWAT list?
SWAT list is a list I keep in everything. When anybody notices anything that needs maintenance on it, anything that's not working correctly, they add that to the SWAT list, and then that is acted upon to make sure things are correct.
So we had a SWAT list to try to, especially being in a new environment, what worked, what maybe we need to look into, how can we make it better? And I'll just say, just in terms of everybody working together, we really had a great time. One of the suggestions, and I'm not sure why, so whoever made it sound off on it. They wanted 1/8-inch wide connectors for headphones.
That's because they're longer, in case you
Oh.
and they'll be very excited.
Okay, good idea. That goes to the next one then. Assign a logger to each station, or each operator. There is some trepidation about going to electronic logs. The ones who were, I think, a little worried about it, adapted quite well. Tell us what you think, Tom.
So that went real well.
But you weren't ahead of time, right? You were kind of nervous about it, right?
Well, I brought a lot of tape along just in case the system went down and didn't work, but, now it worked fine, it worked great. So, I've come into the 21st century.
Yeah, Tom just joined the 21st century, just getting in there, only 26 years late. Antennas, the suggestion more than once we need more of a variety. Really all we had were dipoles, and some suggested maybe verticals we should work. The only reason we have dipoles is they're all my antennas I just brought them. If you have a vertical and you want to bring it, that would be fine. We had your vertical, right?
Well, we had my vertical, plus we also had my sloper, which is an end fed, and that is mountable. That's 10, 15, 20, and 40. And you don't have, it's all resonant, you just switch from band to band on the
Okay.
radio. So you're welcome to use it next year. It doesn't have to be hooked to the truck. I can put it on a tripod.
Okay. Hand sanitizer. Who brought it? Was that Julie?
I did.
You got it now. Have all stations available the entire time and even add more stations. We were 3A, which means three transceivers working with non-commercial power. We can have 4. Someone suggested 6 meters, 2 meters. We can do whatever we want. We actually have a transceiver that covers 6 and 2 meters. We can have someone on 2-meter simplex and have everybody in the area who can't be here monitor 5.2 and, you know, maybe get 20 more contacts that way. It was suggested we invite the county emergency manager, and shame on me for not, I should have done that. That would have been a good thing to have in here. And actually going back to last month when we signed up to be interested in emergency, I don't have his call sign with me, but there's a guy who's a real expert on getting clubs involved in ARES and other emergency services. And he is going to come, and then we're going to schedule a club, a possible visit to that club, sort of a field trip. So stay tuned. Connect all logging laptops. And Steve was trying to do that. Lynn was an uncooperative operator and had a different logging program on his computer. But next year we're going to put them all right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we had 2 of the 3 networks. One person didn't want to hook in.
Who was that, Steve?
I forgot his name.
That's good. That's very political of you. Thank you very much.
I think he was president. I'm not sure. He showed up and then he left. Came back. Was in the refrigerator. The beer was gone.
Oh, wait a minute. That's going a little too far. Okay. Randy brought 19-page plan, I think, for building our own extended mass that we use. That was a suggestion. Someone else suggested that we try to find 3 donated laptops, or as many as we need. They don't have to be real fancy because we're just running the logging program, so have them all just set to go with the logging software. If anybody has laptops laying around, what do they need to be able to do?
They just need to run Windows.
Yeah.
10 or 11, it doesn't matter.
So if you know of anybody that wants to get rid of a laptop, we could use them.
And if it doesn't have the operating system on it, I can put up the OS on.
Oh, you can. Did you hear that? If it doesn't have the operating system on, Brandon can put it on.
I've got the ISO on a thumb.
That's cool. I don't think we got that.
Any other questions, comments, observations from those who were here or who weren't here? Yeah.
You were up to the TV station and had a marvelous presentation up there with, can't think of his name.
Bill.
And how come they didn't show up to our pamphlet?
They were invited, Cadillac News was invited, 7, what's the other one? Up North Live?
Yeah.
They were invited. Honestly, I think the main reason they didn't come is they had probably already done their budget on Cadillac because they came for the grand opening of this facility. That's the only thing, but you know, you can ask, but you don't always get.
Right.
The one thing we found with Wings and Wheels, that's really sad. Most of these places, news doesn't have a budget for the weekend. So the reporters will work Monday through Friday, but come Saturday.
Both of those stations are getting smaller. If you remember their studios out at the Mausoleum, former, what was it, Kaiser? Yeah, they're in just a little tiny sort of storefront studio. Their staffs have been reduced. It's tough to make money in TV anymore.
Mike's not here to say how happy he is to have that space for the career,
Yeah.
Dino.
Yeah, Mike works up there, but, yeah, and then weekends, their staff is a skeleton staff, and they can't cover everything. But I too was a little disappointed that we didn't get, at least the newspaper can give us some coverage. But as it was, we had more guests than normal, which is kind of what we wanted.
On the good side, for the summer camp, Wednesday, they're doing a weather monitor and Heather Bricka from Upcoming Flight.
Yeah. Cool. Nice.
This is it.
Any other comments about field day, suggestions? Yes?
We got, one happening, I've got to pass along to all the members here. And, this was one of the contractors started K1B, 5 Echo in New Hampshire. Right? Well, I called him about 8 times, he never came back. So I called Brandy over. And I said, Brandy, contact this guy. Remember that, Brandy, don't you?
Yeah.
First call, came right back. So, you know, if we can get some more YLs on, that might help our score.
Here's the goal for next year. We need to get 3 women to get their licenses. And we'll let them operate the whole time and we'll score.
Randy, did you hear that? You need to
I prefer to be the person that greets people and not scare them away.
And she does a good job of that, but if we need points, Brandy, I'm sorry, you're getting on that mic. So, anything else? I want to close with kind of a treat. Yeah, did you have something? Guess not. I want to close with something that's kind of in tune with the holiday coming up, kind of in tune with a new start, a new place, kind of goes along with taking pride in our hobby. So here we go.
Don't forget the 50-50.
Oh, we will, yeah. This isn't that long.
37 minutes.
Imagine sitting in a small room somewhere in America at 2 in the morning. Outside, the neighborhood is completely quiet. The house is dark except for this one room, where a wall of equipment glows. Dials, meters, frequency displays casting soft light across a desk covered in logbooks going back decades. A pair of headphones sits over the ears of a person who is not watching anything, not scrolling anything, not doing anything that the modern world would immediately recognize as entertainment. They are listening to static, to the barely audible traces of a signal coming from somewhere very far away. And then, through the noise, a voice comes through. Clear, steady, unmistakable. Someone on the other side of the planet, reaching out across thousands of miles of open air, finding this exact room on this exact frequency at this exact moment. Before we go deeper, we welcome you to Truly American, a home for patriotic screen junkies established right here in God's screen internet. Don't you forget to hit subscribe if you love America. This is amateur radio in America. And the people who practice it are keeping alive one of the most remarkable communication skills this country has ever produced. To understand why this world still exists, you have to go back to a time before any of the technology most people now take for granted had been invented. In the early 20th century, radio was new. The ability to transmit a human voice through the air without wires was still being understood, and the people most interested in pushing it further were not large corporations or government agencies. They were individuals, young Americans with technical minds and no patience for what was considered possible, who built their own transmitters in basements and attics and barns, and began reaching out into the radio spectrum to see how far a signal could go. They called themselves amateur operators, and the distances they began achieving consistently astonished the professional scientific community that had underestimated what they were capable of. In 1921, a group of American amateurs made the first transatlantic radio contact, establishing communication between the United States and Europe using equipment they had largely built themselves. The achievement demonstrated something that would define the community for the next century, that dedicated individuals operating with limited resources and unlimited curiosity could accomplish things the professional world had assumed required far more. The amateur radio community in America grew from those early experiments into one of the most technically sophisticated civilian networks in the world. Operators studied propagation, antenna theory, and electronics not because they were required to, but because understanding those things more deeply meant reaching further. They built and rebuilt their stations constantly, always chasing a cleaner signal, a longer contact, a frequency that opened unexpectedly and offered a path to somewhere new. That same obsession drives the community today, more than 100 years after those first basement transmitters reached across the Atlantic. There are over 750,000 licensed amateur radio operators in the United States right now. To earn a license, an operator must pass a federal examination covering electronics, radio wave behavior, antenna design, and federal communications regulations. The learning does not stop at the exam. Serious operators spend years deepening their understanding of how the ionosphere behaves differently across seasons and solar cycles, how antenna placement affects signal, how to pull a readable transmission out of interference that would defeat less experienced ears. It is a discipline that rewards patience, punishes shortcuts, and demands genuine understanding. And the people drawn to it would tend to be exactly the kind who find that arrangement more appealing than anything easier. The practical value of what they do surfaces most clearly when everything else fails.
Perfect timing. What do I do? Notes. All the hot spots, not so hot.
Well, it's in an all-metal building. In the sun.
Every major disaster in modern American history has a chapter written by amateur radio operators. When hurricanes take out power grids and cell towers, when earthquakes sever communication infrastructure, when floods isolate communities from emergency services, the amateur radio operators are already there, battery-powered, self-sufficient, trained in emergency communication protocols. They fill the silence that every other system leaves behind. FEMA coordinates with amateur radio networks specifically because the agencies responsible for emergency management have learned through hard experience that modern communication infrastructure is more fragile than it appears. But most operators will tell you the emergency preparedness is not what keeps them coming back. What keeps them coming back is the contact itself. The moment the static breaks and a voice arrives from somewhere the signal had no right to reach, a station transmitting from a rare island in the Pacific that only activates for a few days a year. A contact made during a solar storm that should have closed every viable frequency, the satisfaction of completing a conversation across 12
miles of open ocean using an antenna built in the basement.
Thanks, Alan.
Thanks, Raj.
Are you getting us off the internet right now?
Yeah, no, this is, it's come through a hotspot, but it's YouTube, and to get on YouTube, you have to have access to
1,000 miles of open ocean using an antenna built by hand in the backyard of Ohio. These are the moments the community lives for. And they describe them with the same reverence that other people reserve for experiences that are harder to explain to someone who was not there. Nobody knows exactly how many untapped corners of the radio spectrum are still waiting to be explored. The community has been at this for over a century, and the pursuit has not become routine. Every atmospheric opening is different. Every contact carries its own set of conditions that made it possible, or nearly impossible, somewhere in America tonight, in a quiet room full of glowing equipment and handwritten log books. Someone will put on their headphones and turn the dial, and something will come through.
Well, like I said, we're learning, and we will have internet here at our next meeting. We're using a hotspot in this building, so. Anyway, let's get this 50-50.
I forgot.
If
You
you
know,
take
the
it
door
out,
open. Keep open the door.
well, let's get the tickets and then we can do it.
Okay, ready for the magic number? Last three digits are 134.
134. 134, anybody? There, okay. Okay, we're all done with our first meeting here. One thing, don't leave any papers behind, don't leave any cups behind. If you want to help put the tables up, it's very easy. Otherwise, thanks for coming, and we'll see you in a month.
Thank you. All right, Bob, we'll see you. Thanks for the.